Hi everyone, Deaney here. Welcome to a new video tutorial of our Duchess paper rose. This rose has been a bestseller of mine and I have used this numerous and countless of times for my physical products. They sell well in markets, in artisan markets, and I've also used it in a number of paper flower arrangements. I've also used this in a backdrop, most especially, or like for example, my boheme backdrop. So this was a part of it, and a whole lot of uses really. So what's the big difference in this tutorial? So what's the diff? So before, I've always used Cricut, SVGs and Cricut to cut my templates, but for this one, for this version, I have a new product basically. So I have a new toy, which is a size 6 machine, and we have this template available in die cuts. Our Duchess Rose template can produce two kinds of style. So the first one is the full bloom, the rose in full bloom, and then the second one is the rosebud, which is, so these are our components. So our petal one, so this is the die for this. So we need 4 pieces, actually just 3.5. So we will be cutting this one. We actually just need 2 pieces, but then we are going to use just one die for petal 1, hence we are just going to cut 1 piece. And then we have petal 2, we need 3 pieces, so this is the die. And then for the leaf, we have 2 kinds of leaf. So here's a finished version. So I really love the score. Yep, so we have 2 sizes for the leaf, so the bigger one and the smaller, one. For the leaves, we need 2 of this, the larger one, and then 4 of this. And then we have the accessories, so our cone cover, our base cover, and then our sepal. And then 6 sepals, 1 cone cover, and then 1 base cover per flower. So that's per flower. Okay, so friends, the die for a die cutting machine such as size 6 or Sizzix is now available in my web shop, and soon it will be available in Made by Deaney Etsy shop. That's the store with Deaney Weaney Bloom's physical products. So go to the video description, click the link, and check out our die cut for this template. Okay, so let's go ahead. Aside from the petals, from the cardstock, we will also need 18 gauge floral wire. So this is covered. I usually buy this from Walmart. I really like the quality, honestly. And then we will also be needing floral tape for this. And for my curlers, petal curlers, I usually use a bamboo skewer and anything with a larger diameter. So I usually use a marker, pen, whatever is easy to grab really. So aside from that, of course, so let's go ahead. So we are going to prep them, and I usually prep multiple sheets or pieces at a time. So you can go ahead and grab all of the petal 1, and I'm going to use a marker and curl it like this. And so let's do the same procedure with petal 2. So curl in one direction, but grab your bamboo skewer. We are going to curl the edges diagonally towards the other direction like this. And then the other edge. There we go. Next, let us grab 1 piece. So we have 4 pieces. We are going to grab 1 piece. And then this is the one that I mentioned earlier. So we are going to cut it in 4 pieces. We are just going to use 2 pieces. You can use the other 2 for another flower. This one, we are going to do what we did with petal 2. So just curl the sides diagonally like this. Let us prep our sepals. The cardstock that I am using is 65 pound. It's relatively thin, so I mean it's doable to curl them all at once. So I am going to curl them like this. You can also use your marker, and then the tip, I'm going to use my skewer and then curl it towards the other direction. This is the shape, like that. So all 6. And then for this, we're not going to do anything. Or we can prep this one. So I usually fold it in a quarter like this. And then this is my mark on where to close it. So this will hold the sepals later on. So like that. So let's go ahead and assemble our Duchess rose. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to close. So I am holding like 2 parallel petals. And then what I love saying in this, even in my in-person classes, is as if they are hugging. So look like that. And we are going to close. So put glue there. And then close it like that. So we have the beginning of our bud, and then we are going to attach it here. Place it just straight like this. The next pair of petals that we are going to close is the side where we last left off. So I'm just placing glue on the sides of the petals, and then I'm closing it like this. So not too tight, not too loose. And just do the same with the next pair. And then grab your thread set and then just do the same procedure. There we go. And then let's grab these 2 individual petal ones. We are going to place it here at the open seam. Place glue at the bottom or at the flap, at the sides. And then place it like this. So I usually allow some space, or I usually leave some space. And then we will be needing our bamboo skewer again. So aside from curling the edges, I also use the bamboo skewer to curl the top edges like this. And then time for petal 2. So the 2 parallel sides, the 2 sides that are facing each other, that's the next one. And then I will place my bud here. So the open side would be the next ones that we are going to close. So like this. And then we are going to do the same procedure, curl it like this. So like this. And let's do the next one. Now, for this one, we are going to offset or turn our flower. So let's put glue here in the middle. And then instead of straight, we are going to turn it So we are going to turn it like this. The petals of the bottom layer should be in the middle of the petals of the previous layer like this. And then you see the petals would form a corner. So that's where we are going to attach them like this. So place the glue there and then attach it like this. And then close the next ones. Then curl the sides. For the last set of petal, you have the option to use this as is. Just place it here. But what I usually do is I cut this into 4 pieces. Because this way you have more control of the placement of the petal. So what I mean by that is I can push this inside more to make it rounder or to make it smaller, or further out to make it bigger. And then the one that is in front. So this is the bottom. You see it overlaps. And we are done with the flower. So let us attach our stem or wire. So grab your wire. I forgot to mention that we will be needing a long nose plier. So I will be using this to form a loop. A loop first, and then I am going to grab the loop like this and then bend it to a 90. And then grab your base cover, so this one. So we will be using this to attach our wire to the flower. So I will put a dab of glue there. Put this in the bottom like that. And then put glue. And then push this down like this. And then before we go further, so you have the option to cover the wire at this point. So I'm gonna stop here because later we are going to place in the leaves and then cover it all the way down. Next piece would be this one, our cone cover that we formed a while ago. So let us place glue almost at the edge of the cone cover like this, and then push it like this, and then our sepals. So what I usually do here to fully cover the space is I first divide the space by half. What I mean by that is I will place in the sepal on top and at the bottom, and then this space I will be dividing it in half as well, or by 2. So what I mean by that is place it in here and then place it in here. That way I'm sure to cover the space. And we are done with the flower. So next we are just going to add in our leaf. Let us do the leaves. We have 6 pairs, and then we will be needing a wire. So I'm using a 22 gauge wire. So this is thinner than the one that we're gonna use with a flower. And you have the option to cut this in half or use shorter wire, but for this one I'm going to use the full wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this and then place glue all over, and then attach it. So you have the option to go full length. Since my wire is long, so let's go full length, and then attach it like this. So they are symmetrical, so it doesn't really matter in terms of like the placement. And then what I love doing here is, so I'm going to use a pen. I love curling the sides. So one side towards one direction and then one side towards the other direction. So like this. And then I'm gonna do the same step for these 2 pairs, but I am going to use a paddle wire because this is cheaper than the thicker wire. I'm going to use a wire cutter to cut it, and then approximately like 3 to 4 inches would do. And then it's going to be the same procedure. Close. And then let's grab our floral tape. So the trick with the floral tape is that for the glue to activate, you need to pull it. So you're gonna feel the limit of the stretch, so just pull it, and then it becomes more sticky. So floral tape can be a bit to get used to, but my technique would be placing it diagonally like this, making sure that they are attached, like they are attached together, and then just roll it down. About 1 inch down, I will be inserting the second leaf. Whatever or whichever leaf, doesn't really matter. They're the same size. And then it's up to you if you want to go another inch down, but probably this one, once I wrap the second leaf, I'm going to insert the next one. So it will be like this. And let us cover the whole wire. Or actually, you can do that. So you can cover the whole wire or just a portion, because we are going to merge this wire to the wire of the stem of the rose later on. So probably just about like 1 inch or like 2 inches. And then cut the floral tape, and then we are done with our leaf. So I usually put the leaf here like this. You have the option to add one more, but for this one, let's just add 1 set. And so I'm going to start covering up until here. So the technique that I told you a while ago, or taught you a while ago, so place the floral wire diagonally like this. Make sure that they're in contact, or one surface is in contact with the other surface of the floral tape, and then just begin to cover down or roll down. And then I am going to place it here. So you have the option to make it shorter or to cut it, but let's just keep it long for now. And let's just go all the way down. So there we go. The first version, or the first output, or the first style or flower that we can do with the template or the dies. So let me know what you think, and again, do check out the link in the description below for the metal dies. And also do check out the next video where I show you how to make the rosebud. So see you there. Bye.